Alright guys, I'm back. I don't get to record super often, so I'm starting very early in the morning, unfortunately. And we're immediately going to be putting in a wonderful ad break. I'll fix that later in the editing, don't worry. The digital world is wonderful. But today we're going to be talking about how ice cream won World War II. I really can't think well with all of this going on right now. Hold on. I need this ad gone. Okay. Alright guys, forgive me. My brain is not functioning properly. I have not had my coffee yet. That is an empty lobby. And that is a bad map. Try again. Anyways. That'll do. But, I'm gonna try to do a batch recording today, so that way I can, have steady content for the next couple weeks, hopefully. But no, so I need to brain. Right. Yes. See, I still don't have a script or anything I probably should have written out, but it's fine. I have the talking points in mind. Ice cream, start. I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. Alright. So ice cream won World War II and the Cold War by accident for America because, well, I guess technically ancient Persia did because they were the first to make ice houses in the desert back a really long time ago. So that way they could freeze noodles in rose water, and that was one of the earliest forms of ice cream, I think. And that's a really weird noise. Anyway. So, the dairy industry, right, it was not able to stand on its own for very long, or at least not at that point in history. It only started because America outlawed alcohol, and so ice cream just kind of took alcohol's place on the social ladder. Oh, that was a nice shot. That was kind of stuck still. It's fine. But ice cream just kind of took ice cream's place on the social ladder, so then suddenly the dairy industry just starts booming. And then in World War II, America is winning by such a margin that it has ships dedicated to making ice cream. They're called the ice cream frigates. I'm decently sure on that one. I know they were ice cream boats of some sort. I know they were in the water and they were big warships dedicated to making ice cream. And there's notes from the Japanese officers, and I mean in their personal journals, where they have no reason to lie because they didn't think anyone else was going to see those. And they were just noting that America Logistics was going to win the war based entirely off of the fact that they saw those. So, it's a decent chance to assume, right? It's not too far off to assume that if they didn't know we had the logistics to pull off something like that, they may not have believed that we had the logistics to drop a third nuclear bomb, that is, and they may not have surrendered. And that would have made the war drag on a lot longer with millions of more deaths, which has a chain reaction going into the Cold War, because now, think about it, America's a lot more in debt from the war. America's got a lot less people still alive. Now, technology is probably advanced, further to try to end the war faster, because of course it would. Either that or we would just make a third bomb. But, I mean, you get the point. America would not be in as good of shape going into the Cold War. And so they wouldn't have been able to run as much propaganda, and they may not have won the Cold War. Especially with the dairy industry being as it was. If there was no ice cream, there would be no dairy industry at that point to help prop up the GDP. And with no GDP, you can't afford to run propaganda on a government level. But hold on a second. Oh, I'm still terrible on this mouse. No. Okay. Anyway. But without that, the dairy industry would have never stopped booming when we reintroduced alcohol. Because there would have been no dairy industry. So the government wouldn't have had to make a bunch of contracts to try to prop up the dairy industry that we wouldn't have had. Meaning we wouldn't have millions of pounds of cheese stuck under a mountain because the government had nothing to do with the milk, so they just turned it into a cheese and put it under a mountain for later. I believe it's it was Ronald Reagan that started giving the cheese to the poor folks. And that's where we got the term government cheese. My aim is terrible, but I also haven't had my coffee yet. It's fine. But the point being, that cheese also was used to help prop up multiple businesses at that point in time. Like, without this, Domino's, Pizza Hut, pretty much any major pizza chain you can think of, they just weren't putting enough cheese on the pizza to make American people happy because it cost too much. So the government literally paid them to take the cheese out from under the mountain and use it on their pizza. And then their business, of course, had income taxes that went back to funding the government and raising the GDP, especially if it's an international chain. But then that helped fund like any sort of anything we needed in the Cold War. For example, the propaganda in Europe, like the amount of pocket change we needed to prop up modern art as propaganda is actually kind of crazy. Because basically we just wanted something that the Soviets couldn't copy immediately. Because like if you have someone that's the best in the world at a random skill, the Soviet Union will like take a baby and make it practice for 12 hours a day against its will, and then it'll be the best in the world at it by like 8 years old. But the one thing America has that the Soviet Union didn't, well, I mean, other than food, America had freedom. And that meant freedom of expression, even in the strangest modern artsy ways, right? So the Soviet Union really couldn't copy that same, like, freedom of expression in their own words. I'm dead here. Never mind. Like, they just couldn't because their citizens were, like, repressed. How are you gonna, like, smear paint on a canvas and then call it expression when you have no freedom of expression? You can't. That's just not how it works. I should have scoped in there. It's fine. I'm dead here, probably. Maybe only almost? No, I am. Okay. That only took 9 minutes to explain. I need to talk slower. What's something random I can yap about? I don't know. Anyway, so I just got I just got hit by the sun, apparently. Should change my name to Hiroshima. People. That's not a good thing to go fighting like that. There's something I'm forgetting. Like, I can tell that much for sure. There's something I'm forgetting. Look, my zero coffee brain does not work well, alright? You gotta understand. To the entire 9 subscribers watching. It's not that many people to be embarrassed with run on its fine. I don't usually play with game sounds on. I keep hearing things that I don't normally pay attention to, and I don't know if it's good or bad, because sometimes it's like distracting me while I'm in the middle of trying to fight someone, but it's fine. Oh, there's another person here. Am I dead? Probably. Yeah. There's a lot of bullets over there, but I don't... Oh, there's a person. Can I shoot through the window? Can I, like, watch the bullets hit the tree? I can't shoot through the window. Okay. Noted. Oh, hi. Can I just long range this? Maybe. No, he's gonna come down here. He's got multiple people after him. This doesn't feel like a clean kill. And it doesn't matter. Because I'm not gonna get it. It's fine. No, I'm not gonna go on the boxes this time. I'm breaking the old habit. I'm decently sure there's people up here. There are not. No, there was. There was someone up here. There's also a person down there. Well, I'm no longer up here either. Oh, there's another ad. What am I forgetting? What am I not mentioning here? I'm forgetting something. There was something with Germany, too. I mean, obviously the war and all, but I mean, like, ice cream did something there, too. I'm trying to remember. What did it... I mean, like, they had beer and stuff in Germany. The Germans did, anyway. I don't think Americans were supposed to have German beer, but, I mean, it's gonna happen, you know? I just missed all of that, and I'm going to die for it. Yep, okay. No, it's Coca-Cola that I'm thinking of. You know, because Hitler's favorite drink was Coca-Cola at the time, but then, like, all of the trade routes to Germany got cut off, so he ended up making Fanta while trying to reinvent Coca-Cola, and then Coca-Cola bought Fanta after the war. I don't know what that has to do with anything, I just remember it for some reason. I thought it was kind of important. I don't remember why at this point. When I die again, I'm gonna see if my coffee's cool enough to drink yet. Okay. Okay. No, it is. Hold on, coffee break. Alright, I'm saving half the cup for later. See if I can get that caffeine flowing a little bit. Anyways. See, it's very helpful actually having my phone recording the audio because I can just put the camera face down and like see that it's been a 15-minute video so far. That was... I'm sorry. I'm sorry to that, dude. That was not a clean kill. Oh. You know what? I'm taking another drink. Of coffee, YouTube. It's coffee. And it's gone now. And that's... Okay, apparently it's not gonna play the ad. There's a person over here. I just missed everything. Okay. I could swear there was an opening over here. I guess not. I might be more tired than I think. I did not sleep well last night, for the record. I am running on pure caffeine at the moment. It's been a while since I did that one. Everyone dies to their own nade sometimes. It's a fact of life. There's still people over here, aren't there? And they have a sniper. I'm gonna have to go around the long way. Oh, they're leaving, never mind. Oh, those people. Who just... Where did you just get shot from? Excuse me? I'm guessing they like ducked behind the wall or something. Probably. Oh, that's my teammate. I wish my teammates shooting had like a different sound effect from the other people shooting, because I can't tell if I'm going near an enemy or a teammate. And sometimes I just assume I need to kill someone, and then I just blast them, and they're my teammate. And then I'm just down a bullet when the enemy turns the corner. Okay. I just missed both of those. I'm bad. No. Hide out. Oh, there's 3 of them. One of them gone. He can just... yeah. Or not, I guess. Why don't you? Oh, hi. Okay. What's going on in the chat right now? What do you mean shell slacking on an ad? What does that mean? I don't know. It's been like 20 minutes. When I die again, I'm ending the episode? The video? I don't know. It's something. And then I have to like... I'll probably just use the same lobby to like start recording the other one so I don't have to just leave. Well, I still have to like exit out to get to OBS so to make it stop. It'll be fine. You can make someone else play your ad for you? Is that what he said? Oh, I died. Bye.